out there.
You're Irene.
And you're Lee. And this is Wellness Unfiltered.
Yay! I was on such a high from our first episode, Irene, and I learned a few things, especially about sunscreen as well. I've been boosting Google's business by searching the TGA website and all the numbers on the packs to find out what's in them. You're welcome, whoever owns Google.
Hell yeah, that first episode was so electric. And whilst you were Googling on Google about the things I was saying about sunscreens, I was laying at bed at 3 o'clock in the morning hoping I don't get any letters from the TGA over anything that I said.
Oh no.
How nice is it out here? It's raining today in the cabin and it is so beautiful overlooking that garden and the smell. There's something about the smell of the rain on the northern beaches, isn't it?
It's so beautiful, and I'm actually really loving my garden at the moment because it's the first thing I look at. As soon as I get out of bed, I run downstairs and have a look at the garden and it just makes me so happy. So anyway, this episode is going to be a really big one. In our What's Popping segment, we are going to the dark side, literally, and we're going to do a deep dive into the chocolate industry, from heavy metal scandals to a blind taste test, which you're going to be doing, of the cleanest blocks widely available. And I've also put together a top 10 ranking in the best chocolates.
I'm so looking forward to that, Lee. I have to say, please don't say anything negative about chocolate. It is my one thing that I love. At least I'm going to have a list of things I can eat, right?
Yeah, you sure will.
Okay, good. I do feel guilty eating chocolate sometimes. And then we're heading into Womansplaining to help Justin, our producer, deal with whatever issue he's got going on this week.
And he's had a few.
I bet.
Plus, we've got a listener joining us in a discussion in the cabin. We've got Margaret from Canberra on speaker.
And as always, I'm going to be finishing with my rant or rave. And I don't have any raves, but I do have a rant. And I was rehearsing the rant in my car on the way here and I was getting so mad.
Really? I cannot wait to hear that. I'm super excited. I can already see the sparks coming out of your headphones, Irene.
The steam is going to start coming out of my ears on this one. All right, Lee, let's get into the big one for the week. It's the topic that dominates everyone's WhatsApp group, every office kitchen, and definitely every woman's 3 p.m. slump. We are talking about chocolate and the dark side of it.
It sure does, doesn't it? And we talk about it a lot. And I feel like it's kind of like the universal love language, you know. But it's also become one of the most confusing topics in wellness, I find. One day we're told it's a superfood, it protects our hearts and minds, and then the next day there's a headline that you read and it says it's got heavy metals in it and it's going to shred your gut and it's got emulsifiers, and it's all so confusing.
You know what? I know those things and I just eat them anyway. And I do try and get the one that looks the most healthy, but I am always looking for that Goldilocks sort of unicorn bar, the one that tastes really good.
Yeah.
But it doesn't give me that sugar crash. And I am trying to avoid sugar, but then of course I don't want to be having any fake sugar. I don't really like the taste of stevia, but I really love that indulgence. I really do have that sweet tooth and I have been seeing all of that stuff on the news lately. So I don't know if I'm eating a bunch of chemicals or lead or God only knows. Can't wait to find out.
Yeah, you're going to find out today. And did you know, talking about the chocolate and the industry, it's literally $100 billion industry and it's really mastered health washing. So it kind of gives us all these messages that are super confusing for people. And even the word cacao, we think we're doing our bodies a favor, getting all these feel-good, real ingredients. But actually, did you know that the spelling matters more than people realize?
It's really interesting you should say that. I didn't originally know that. I know because as I was writing many, many product descriptions in my time, I was always spelling cacao as cacao. I don't even know how to pronounce them actually, but I do know that I always get them muddled up in my head still.
Yeah, so there's cacao and there's cocoa, and they're two completely different things.
Yes, so one is good and one is bad, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, so this is the massive difference, right? So you've got cacao, which is yummy, but it's generally raw and cold processed, and it keeps the enzymes and the antioxidants and all the good stuff alive. It's actually got 40 times more antioxidants than blueberries, can you believe it? And there's flavonols in there as well, which can help you lower inflammation, help your heart health, and even wrangle your gut bugs into better behavior. There's recent research too that backs this up. Dark chocolate is linked to a 21% lower risk of type 2 diabetes if you have 5+ serves weekly. I love the sound of that. And there are so many other benefits to it as well. Cocoa, on the other hand, is roasted and processed because they heat it to this high temperature and you lose a lot of those beauty and health benefits along with it. And most of the time, along with cocoa, manufacturers, they dump in sugar, dairy or soy to make it more palatable. And so, you know, the chocolates that you find in the supermarket aisles, they're actually, a lot of them have processed the life out of them. And they're just a bunch of empty calories and additives, believe it or not.
Well, I never shop in that aisle. I always buy my chocolate in the health food aisle in the supermarket.
Oh, okay.
So I'm assuming that they're better, right?
You know what?
Tell me they are.
The jury is out
Really?
on those. We're going to learn more today about that.
Okay. I do still see numbers. Like I've seen E475 and soy. How do you pronounce that? Soy. There's always a soy what is that?
Lecithin.
Lecithin. I see soy lecithin. I always try and avoid gluten, and I always try to avoid dairy and, of course, a lot of sugar. So I always find that soy thing is the only thing that's left in the allergens.
Yeah, that's true. You know what, too? Because I have autoimmune issues, I've always tried to pinpoint the kind of foods that were affecting me. And I realized it was a lot of the E numbers and just simple little ingredients, but they're chemically laden and chemically produced. So something like soy lecithin, it's called E22 if you're having a look at the back of your chocolate. It helps with the texture of chocolate, but it's really bloating. I find when I have it, I get super bloated. I don't know if you do as well.
Well, I just thought, okay, so this is really interesting. I just thought it was the dairy in the milk chocolate. I wouldn't have thought I know I can't have gluten, and I know I can't have dairy, so I don't know why I'm still bloating. That would explain it.
Yeah, because I'm like super fine with dairy. I'm completely fine, but it's these additives, highly processed foods that really get to me. And what they do is there's another one called E475, which is polyglycerol esters. And what they do, the polyglycerol ones, is they really erode the lining of your gut and they create inflammation in your gut lining and in your body. And because of that, it really can contribute to a lot of like inflammation, tiredness after eating, bloating after eating. That's kind of why you feel like that. And then, of course, there's refined sugar that feeds the bad bacteria in your gut. So you're creating imbalances whether you're having the additives or whether you're having sugar as well. I know it kind of sounds a bit negative, doesn't it?
It sounds super negative, and I really want to ask you about sugar. So firstly, I know saying zero sugar means nothing because zero sugar can mean it literally has no sweetener, or it means it could have fake sugar, and there's a whole bunch of fake sugars that obviously I would never put in my body ever. I also did see something recently about raw sugar not being raw, unrefined sugar not being that bad for us. And then there's other things like maple syrup or what's the other one? There's another one, rice bran.
Oh, rice malt syrup?
That one.
Yeah.
So I know, can we have those? Or tell me all about sugar and zero sugar.
Yeah, so the zero sugar bars that you see in the supermarket, they are the ones that have ingredients like erythritol, which is good for your blood sugar, but then there's also a lot of them, probably 90% of them, that have these E numbers in them. And they are the ones that are very irritating to your microbiome's finickiness, you know. What I would do personally and what I do is I go for coconut sugar. And I go for ones that don't spike your blood sugar too much and more unrefined kind of sugars. So I think they're a lot better personally. And you can also get ones, say for example, if you're having one with coconut sugar and nuts in it, the fiber actually feeds your good bugs in the gut. So there's no drama there.
I've got a nut allergy in my family, so I've got to avoid nuts in chocolate. So I tend to get things with some dried sort of fruit in it for sweetener. Is that okay?
I mean, sometimes they're okay if they're natural. However, a lot of dried fruit have sulfites in them. And if you're sensitive with your gut, because you know how you get the bloating like I do, if you're sensitive, you might react to those as well.
Yeah, right. Actually, speaking of sulfites, I've seen all this stuff in the news recently about the hams being carcinogenic.
Oh my goodness, we're doing an episode on that.
Are we?
Yep.
Okay, I can't wait for that because that scares the crap out of me. But speaking of carcinogenic, are any of these other E things related to carcinogens as well?
Yeah, well, believe it or not, you know, obviously these ingredients do tie into bigger issues, and there are trends that are happening at the moment, like bowel cancer trends in young people. So, by the way, I just did my home test last week for the free one that you get.
Good
I
on
feel like
you.
it's good. You've got to do it every 2 years.
Yeah, that's super important.
Yeah, super important.
It seems to be on the news all the time.
Yeah, you see it a lot, huh? So it was, it used to be thought of as an old person's disease, bowel cancer and colorectal cancers. But now it's hitting younger Australians at really alarming rates. It's actually quite scary when you look at it. When you look at the rates of bowel cancer, almost 12% of cases are Australians under 50. And it's the deadliest cancer for ages from 25 to 54. And those tests I was just talking about, they've actually changed the age of the screening test now, and it's down to 45. So you used to have it over 50 or whatever, over 55. Now it's 45. So that's one screen we should be doing more of, right?
Wow, that's super scary. And so what are the risks? Do we know why? Has there been any research coming out to say what's causing this?
We know established risks like low fiber diets, lots of processed meats that you were talking about before with the sulfites in them, a lot of red meat, obesity, alcohol smoking, family history, those kinds of things. But with gut health under pressure from these ultra processed foods creating the inflammation, I truly believe in the research that I've done that they definitely play a role in these rising rates too. Because if you look at the ingredients like emulsifiers and additives, they're in all your plant-based milks, they're in your protein bars. We totally have to do that episode on UPFs, ultra-processed foods. I just cannot wait for that one.
I know we're going to have a whole episode on that, but you know what makes me mad? I should just save this for another rant, but I'm just going to give you a little teaser rant here.
Yeah.
It's very public knowledge now and all over the news. It's not a conspiracy theory that these processed meats are carcinogenic.
Yeah.
Why we're still advertising ham on the back of buses for children's lunches. Why?
I don't understand that. Why would they still be doing it when the research is out there?
It's out there. It's not like it's hidden. If it's as bad as it is, it's as bad as advertising cigarettes on the back of a bus still.
I agree.
All right, that's a rant for another day. All right, back to chocolate. So let's talk about the chocolate scandal.
Yeah.
And all of this stuff that I've been reading about dark chocolate all of a sudden being bad for us. Does have lead in it or something? Is that what it's about?
Yeah. Well, this is the fine ingredients lie, they call it. So it's the Lindt, Lindt chocolate. You get the 85% one. You've got all the different versions of it.
I get the highest percentage. Yeah. Surely that's the best one I get the highest one.
And you would think that, right? However, they're now saying that the soil is dodgy. The chocolate is dodgy, and also that they have lead in them. The lead is in the soil, and now the chocolate has lead in it. Lead and cadmium was found from the dodgy soil. It sparked this massive lawsuit, and Lindt are facing this lawsuit over their finest ingredients claims. So 2026 is all about calling out these factory fakes versus the artisan. So we need to keep it organic, or at least cleaner, I would say. But this is pure marketing, because a lot of the time you get cacao butter, which is just fat, not the flavanol rich part. And then the real actives actually might be half of that. So there's this processing method called the Dutch processing method, and that kind of wipes out a lot of the goodness too. So if you see anything in terms of chocolate with fake flavorings, that's a chemical pretend chocolate, and it's got zero health benefits.
I know you just said all that about Lindt, but I'm going to just pretend I didn't hear it.
Well, it's in America, and they haven't actually come out with this research in Australia, I will say, yet.
Yeah, but is it the same chocolate?
Yeah, that's
out of the same factory?
Well, it's localized here, I'm assuming. Need to do a bit more research on that. I will let you know in our episode about ultra processed foods.
I want to know. I really do need to know more about that. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to stop being depressed now. Just tell me what I can eat. I know our producers brought in a list. You had this episode was inspired. I really wanted to do this episode because I was so inspired by your Instagram post where you went into the supermarket. I think you went into Woolies or something, and you came out with a list of chocolates that we can eat.
Yes, I did.
Okay, is that what I'm going to taste?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
You are.
I'm going to put I've got a blindfold here.
So I've tested them all, and I'm just going to let you know what they my results first, and then I'm going to give you the taste test. Does that sound all right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I picked 10 of the kind of healthiest ranked by purest cacao, gut support, how they taste. All of them, apart from number 10 at the very end, have no emulsifiers. The one at the very end is suspect. It may or may not. It's not on the label, but I got a feeling it does have emulsifiers in it. Anyway, for all the purists out there, number 1 was the Alter Ego Total Blackout Chocolate because it's 100% cacao. It's pure. It's got no sugar. It's got a really intense flavor. You're going to try that one today. I also tried one called Ombar, which I've tried before. Whenever I go to the US or the UK, I always get that one. It's really tasty. And there's another brand called Gutsy that I looked at as well, which has got probiotic perks in it too.
Are they available in Australia, that UK one?
Yeah, the
So these
Ombar
are all
is
available
now.
here?
Yeah, the Ombar is now. You can buy it here now, which is super exciting. Because I remember 5 years ago I tasted it over there when I went to America. I was like, this is honestly tastes good and it's super healthy, and it's now available in Australia.
This is my dream list. I can't even think of a better dream list.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one I know that we both love is the Loco Love. That is far and away the tastiest. I love the brand, and I also love their ethos as well. I love their philosophy and their ethos. Of a great company. I also looked at Pana Organic and this thing called Chow Cacao Truffalos. You're going to try those today. Woo! And one called Noya. And another one too called Spencer's. And Spencer's does have a little bit of sugar. It's got a bit of Bundaberg raw sugar in it. However, they use really quality ingredients. So I really want you to try that one.
Yeah, that's that raw sugar that I was telling you about. Like how bad can raw unrefined sugar be?
Yeah,
it's grown out of the ground, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit of, a few squares of that. I think it's totally fine. I also put another one from the supermarket in called Old Gold 70%.
Actually, my husband eats that one.
Yeah, I know. It's high in refined sugar actually, but there's nothing really else in it. But like I said, it's made by Cadbury. So you never know. The jury is out with that one because sometimes they don't say what emulsifiers are in the ingredients list. And also I wonder about the lead contamination in that one. However, they're all kind of my picks, but I really want to get tasting, Irene. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually blindfold you. All right, where's your mouth? Come on.
I can't wait to do this.
So we have tasting sample number 1 coming over. Where's your mouth? Here you go.
Okay, so Lee, these are your top 10 healthy chocolate lists, right? And now I'm going to try them and I'm going to give you my ranking on how they taste.
Yep.
Okay.
That's number 1.
Oh, that's really good.
You like it?
Yes, it's really good. It's sweet, but the sweetness goes away in a second, and then it's not sweet. It's really good, yeah. Yum. Okay.
So that's the Pana Organic. I've got it at number 9 on my list. It's organic, which is really good. It's plant-based with prebiotic fiber. It's smooth. It's salty. It's a little bit creamy, but you said you do kind of lose that sweetness, didn't you?
Well, interestingly, with Pana, in general, I don't really love their chocolate because I don't think it's sweet enough. But this was, usually I find it doesn't have enough sweetness, but this is not. I like this one. Which flavour is it?
Yeah, so that's the sea salt one, and it's sweetened with coconut sugar, and it's 43% cacao.
All right, well, that's delicious.
That's a Tasmanian sea salt one. Okay, ready for number 2?
I'm ready.
All right, so this one you have to take a bite out of. I haven't kind of got you a square. I'm popping it into your hand.
Okay.
Take a bite. Let me know what you think.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I know which one that is because it's the one that I buy.
Yeah, I'm sensing you know this one.
Oh, that's the Love chocolate.
Yeah.
Is it Loco Love?
That's the Loco Love.
Oh.
And it's my favourite one, the hazelnut butter praline with maca.
Oh, actually, my favourite is their peanut butter one. It's like a Snickers.
Yes, it is.
That's my favourite chocolate. That's pretty much on the only chocolate that I'll eat now.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I buy them from Flannery's. I just take about 10 of them and then I'll have to mortgage my house to buy them, but God, they're so worth it. So
It
good.
is gold standard for taste, right? You get the prebiotic fiber from whole ingredients. It's got 0 emulsifiers, and basically it's functional medicine disguised as a treat. You like it, don't you?
Yeah, so I can tell you without trying anything else, this is going to be my number one, but let's keep going.
All right. So this is tasting sample number 3.
Okay.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
I'm passing it over to you now.
Okay. I've got to find my mouth. Oh, I don't like that one.
You don't?
No.
What don't you like about it?
It tastes bitter. That's really bitter.
Yeah.
I am a sweet tooth,
Yeah.
and this tastes like it's got no sugar or no sweetness.
Yeah. It doesn't have any sweetness. This is the one that's the Alter Eco Total Blackout. It's 100% cacao. It is a bit stubborn to chew, don't you think?
It's not for me.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
not
like
for
it.
you.
No.
But
it's probably the most I'm sure is this the healthiest?
yeah, but I've got a couple
Why
of
does the
friends.
healthiest have to taste the worst?
I've got a couple of friends who are real purists and they love it because you can almost feel like after you've eaten it, you get like all that magnesium from it. However, sometimes I don't actually eat this one at night because I get jumpy from it. I feel like I get a lot of caffeine or something from the cacao. But yeah, not your favorite.
No, I will never eat that. I will tell you now. No.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to number 4.
Yeah. Actually, I've got some left over. I'm not even going to eat that.
I'm going to
Can
snap.
someone take that?
Yeah. I'm going to snap number 4 for you. It's coming into your hand
Yeah.
now. This is number 4. Let me know what you think.
Anything tastes better than that last one. I don't like this one that much either. It just to me tastes like it's got some sort of healthy sweetener, like a syrup or like a syrup or something. It's
Yeah.
okay, but it doesn't taste like chocolate. It tastes like something. Oh, hang on. It tastes like when you go to those cafes, those really healthy cafes, and they make you like a healthy hot chocolate, and it
Yeah.
doesn't taste good.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, this one is the Noya. I think that's how you pronounce it. Plain milk with coconut milk version. I've got it at number 7 on the rankings. Probably it went down a bit because it's quite clean, but because of the taste.
Yeah.
It's single origin cacao. It's soy and dairy free. It's pretty clean, which is really good, but it does have some rice fillers in it as well. Maybe that's why you're getting that kind of thickness when you know.
Is it? Does it have rice bran syrup in it?
No, it's got
okay.
coconut sugar in it actually, which is obviously good for your microbiome. It's better than refined sugar. But yeah, it is all about the taste at the end.
It
of the
wasn't
day as
great.
well.
It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't
Yeah.
like the first two.
Yeah. I've got a really good one for you now. I
Okay,
think you're
good.
going to like it. Number 5 coming over.
Oh, it's a ball.
It's like a gobstopper.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's really good.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I love that. Is that caramel? That
Yeah.
tastes good. I
It's got
really
some caramel notes.
okay. I really like this. This is yummy. This is the third best.
Really? Well, this is number 6 on my list, and I only recently discovered this at my health food store in Avalon. It's the Chow Cacao Truffalos, and it's really organic, clean ingredients. It's vegan, low coconut sugar, no junk, high cacao. Really good for you. Love it.
That's my local health food store too, and I
Yeah.
love that. So I'll
Yeah.
definitely buy this. This is great to have in the fridge because I have such a sweet tooth.
Yep.
Oh, that was really good.
Now, for the last one, I wanted to throw in a supermarket version, just one you can get at the supermarket. And I was going to do lint, but then because of the whole lead thing, I was like, no, let's try something else. So
You didn't
This
want to
is
give me
a
lead poisoning.
supermarket
Lead
one.
poisoning, thank you.
let me know what you think coming over now.
That's the old gold, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know that because let me tell you, my husband buys this one and I don't like it, but I will tell you this. When there's nothing in the house
Yep.
and I need something sweet,
Yep.
I'll eat this because it's all that's there and it will do the trick.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
It satisfies.
So I put it as a number 10 just for a couple of reasons. Because you can get it in the supermarket. It's kind of easy to find. It's got decent cacao, but it is high in refined sugar. And I think it's got the emulsifiers because it's made by Cadbury. They don't say it on the label, but I really think it might. It's not as pure as the rest, but if you're really desperate, you might want to try it. I don't know. The jury's out, to be honest.
This is what I eat when I am desperate.
Yeah.
But if it let's play devil's advocate on that last one then, because it's a pretty good choice and get it from the supermarket. It's probably about quarter the price of the others. If it did have that emulsifier in it that we don't know about, does that make it still, like, does that still make the list, or does that mean it's not, we have to avoid it because we just talked about how bad emulsifiers are?
I put it on the list because if you're having it like, you know, once or twice a week, a couple of squares, it's okay. But I personally avoid emulsifiers because of the autoimmune stuff and the issues that I have with them. Some people are able to eat them and they're totally fine, but I don't recommend it personally.
It is one little square that you gave me is very satisfying. That definitely hits the spot.
Yeah.
How do you know if it's got those emulsifiers? Doesn't it need to be on the label?
It needs to be on the label. It really does. However, because it's made by Cadbury and all of theirs have emulsifiers, I just can't understand why this one wouldn't. So this is just my personal opinion. I think it does.
Right. In my opinion, if I can contradict you,
if
it doesn't have it on the label, because legally you have to have it on the label, I'm sure, unless it's under a really small amount, then I think we're pretty safe with it.
Do you know what I am going to do? Sorry, got a mouthful of chocolate.
Which one are you eating?
Loco Love.
Oh, yeah, that's the best one.
I'm actually going to reach out to Cadbury and I'm going to email them and I'm going to ask them about the old gold.
Yeah, let's just find out and then will we...
Because I'm a bit perplexed now.
Yeah, we'll add that to the end of the episode when we find out. Okay. I just don't know how that, if it's not, like, labelling laws in Australia are really strict, so...
Let's see.
Okay, Lee, that was all super interesting, but let's get some really strong takeaways because I think people are going to want to get their pen and paper out for this and take notes. So assume it's 3 o'clock and we have to have a chocolate hit.
Yeah.
So how do we lessen that sugar hangover?
Well, first I'm going to rewind the clock back a few hours. Say it's 10 o'clock, right, in the morning, 10 to 11, and that's kind of the sweet spot for chocolate, a good time to eat it. And also in the afternoon around 2 to 3, it does help with the afternoon slump. But definitely you would want to avoid it after 4 o'clock, especially if you're caffeine sensitive, which I'm one of those people. So I have 3 kind of takeaways around chocolate consumption. I'll call them my wellness unfiltered rules of engagement. So firstly, I would avoid having it on an empty stomach because if you do, you'll get that massive glucose spike that kind of leads to the sugar sag that you get in your skin. Number 2 is the bodyguard. I would pair chocolate with nuts or berries because the fiber and the protein can slow down that sugar absorption.
Okay, or I can pair it with some raw vegetables.
If you want.
Okay. Does it actually make a difference as long as it's fiber?
Yeah. Yeah, it does slow down that sugar.
Okay, but it doesn't matter if it's a fiber from a nut or a fiber from a broccoli.
No. Okay. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
If you want to pair your chocolate with broccoli, you go right ahead. And also, coated is better than biscuits. So if you're going to have something like, this is what I love to have, like the chocolate coated almonds or hazelnuts, they're really good. But if you're having chocolate biscuits, it's kind of like a double carb nightmare. So I'd kind of stay away.
Oh, I wouldn't eat a chocolate biscuit.
Yeah. And then just when to have them for max benefits, I'd say a few squares of dark chocolate 3 to 5 times a week. You're going to get all of those gut health perks. You're going to get the polyphenols, the flavonols, and all of those good things. And it can actually improve your blood pressure and insulin sensitivity, believe it or not. And for people who are into their microbiome, which I really am, pairing them, as I said, with berries and nuts can really boost your polyphenol absorption too.
Well, Lee, I'm going to admit something to you I'm a little bit embarrassed about, but I've been doing it all wrong. Do you know when I have my chocolate? I have my
at night.
In bed at about definitely after 11 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah, while I'm doing my TikTok doom scrolling.
Well, anyway, but at least we've got that full ranked list with my rationale as well and my that'll be in the nerd notes, so anyone can kind of look at what chocolates as well they like and what's good for you. Do you want another row of that Panna Organic, or should we go with the Loco Love?
The Loco Love. I mean, I've got to stop talking about it. I actually, I actually dream about that chocolate in my sleep.
Really?
Yeah, not that particular one. The the Snickers version of it. I think it's because I have so many gut issues and there's so much I can't have.
Yeah.
But the one I like's got it's got tremella in it, and tremella, you would know this, but that's known as the beauty ingredient, and I think that's been used like for centuries. Tremella itself is really delicious. You can just get a teaspoon and eat pure tremella out of the jar as a treat. Yeah, so having the tremella in that chocolate, I think of it as a bit of a beauty treat.
Yeah.
Does that mean I can have it at 11 o'clock at night still or not? I have to have it at 10.
Does it keep you awake? Because I can't have it after
I don't sleep anyway, so I wouldn't know what keeps me awake. I have my coffee when I wake up in the morning. I have an espresso in the morning, and I don't have any more coffee during the day. But I think I'm just up thinking about, it's like when you run a business, I'm just thinking about stock bins and
your mind's ticking
barcodes
over
at 3 o'clock in the
on
morning.
TikTok.
Yeah, and then I
Doom scrolling.
Yeah, I know. It's all I know. We all have our vices.
We sure do.
All right, Lee, it's time for that segment that I think is going to become a fast favourite. We're calling it Womansplaining.
Or, as you like to say, womanscaping.
I called it manscaping. And Justin said, do you know what that is?
I love it. Okay, let's be real. Okay. Many men are, how can I put this politely, notoriously avoidant of their own health and beauty, don't you think?
Yeah, they're really avoidant. They'll ignore a strange mole or a red face for a decade before they even consider getting it checked out. I know my husband's the same, actually. I keep telling him he needs to get his moles checked out, and he keeps, he keeps going to Bunnings and getting more, deciding he needs to hang something on the wall.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they're like.
Yeah. Well, to help us out, we've got our very own cabin man representative. Justin, you are on the mic.
Hi, Lee. Hi, Irene.
Hi, Justin.
Firstly, Buston thanks you for last week's advice on his gut girth. I passed on the notes to him, and he's been having protein breakfasts, and I've asked him to report back in a few weeks with the measurements.
Well, we look forward to hearing from Buston. So is this Justin or Buston this week?
I don't know what you're talking about, Irene. I'm Justin. This might not be a great topic for an audio medium, but can you please explain to me what I can do about these weird red lines on my face? Check them out. They're mainly around my nose and cheeks. You see them?
Yeah, they look like broken capillaries, Lee.
Are they alcohol related, or is it just an age thing? Because I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm beginning to look like a magistrate from a Dickens novel. Honestly, I don't like it.
A Dickensian magistrate. I love it. I can see it now, actually. The ruddy look. That kind of gin blossom look.
Yeah, that's a long... do you come in from advertising or marketing? Because we used to call that back in the day the advertising long lunch at Machiavelli's. They all used to come out looking like that.
I plead the fifth, whatever that is.
It's definitely alcohol. I mean, no, I used to... I don't drink alcohol. I'm sober. But I do know from a previous business where I was selling non-alcoholic drinks that, yes, definitely one of the causes of that redness is definitely alcohol. Alcohol is not good for us. It's not good for our bodies. It's not good for the aging process. I think it accelerates the aging process. It does make our skin red.
Sorry to cut you off, but I like beer.
Yeah.
But I don't drink tons of it, but I'm going to do it as much as I listen to you and value your opinion. So
the thing with beer is actually, I know a lot of non-alcoholic drinks just taste like grape juice, but with beer actually, you can't tell the difference in the taste. You could try a non-alcoholic beer. I actually tried one the other day. It was a gluten-free one, and it was really good. It tastes like beer. You wouldn't know the difference.
But it's not just beer, is it? Because it can also be like sun damage, spicy foods, extreme temperature changes that gives you those kind of red lines on your nose. And, if you're a guy that loves a hot shower, your face is doing a workout it wasn't kind of really built for, right? And also rosacea, it could be that too.
Well, I've got broken capillaries, and I've got them definitely from hot showers on my face, and I always try and wash my face with cool water. That's a really important trick, actually.
Okay. So okay, that's one. So how do I fix it? Like, now and into the long term, or do I just kind of buy a wig and start grumphing?
Well, I think you want to tackle it from both ends, Lee. From a internal eating health perspective, what would you suggest?
Yeah, definitely. I would suggest an anti-inflammatory style diet and lots of colour in the diet, lots of antioxidants and vitamin C rich foods.
And try and cut back on that alcohol.
Okay. Is there any kind of medical...
Yeah, I haven't looked really into this that much, but I want to look into it more for myself, and I believe you can get some sort of laser. It would definitely be worth talking to a dermatologist to see if there's something that they can do cosmetically that's not invasive for that. But from a topical perspective as well, you've got to use sunscreen. So a really good natural zinc oxide-based sunscreen would be great. And then if you haven't noticed in this episode, I'm a huge fan of serums. If a man only does one thing for their skin other than sunscreen, just slap on a serum, of a nice clean vitamin C serum, or something with niacinamide in it, which is a vitamin B3, and even just a simple nut oil or a jojoba oil would be great. So you do want to add a little bit of moisture into your skin, and then the sunscreen for a little bit of protection. But cosmetically, they are going to do a really great job maintaining your skin if you can get that.
That's good advice,
get
because
that
I'm literally would probably just do one thing. I'm not going to be doing lots of different things. So that serum idea and the cold water face wash.
Cool water,
yeah,
cool water. A really simple face wash that's in the shower already. There's a lot of, actually, I think that the natural industry has caught on to men and their simplicity, because there's a couple of really great natural skincare brands. So Weleda, I love the Weleda brand. You can get Weleda from anywhere. Their men's range are all 2-in-1s and 3-in-1s. So they've got like a 3-in-1 like cleanser. So you just wash your body, your face and your hair with the one thing. So just grab one of those.
Yeah. Well, any men's range in beauty is probably known by women, and no male knows them.
For me, skincare for men is one of my biggest selling categories, but I have zero male customers. So obviously my customers are women splaining their baskets.
Thanks, Irene, and thanks, Lee.
Well, there you go, ladies. If your man's looking a bit Dickensian, sneak some vitamin C serum onto his side of the vanity, hey?
Yeah, let me tell you, my husband has been using the same blue Rexona roll-on for like 20 years, and I swapped that out for that Weleda men's deodorant, roll-on deodorant, and it's the same colour, and he has not noticed.
He's not tweaked?
He's not tweaked at all. He just...
Smells good?
Yeah, hasn't even noticed the difference.
Love it. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks, Justin. All right, Lee, we now have our first caller of the week, Margaret from our nation's capital, Canberra. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, Lee. Hello, Irene. Such a pleasure to chat with you.
Hello.
I'm a long-time Supercharged follower, first-time listener. I think I've read almost all of Lee's books, and I just love the informative mixed with the personal. That's the first time I read a book that had both. So, yeah, shout out to you, Lee.
Oh, thanks, Margaret. That really makes my day. And, the pleasure is all mine, of course. So, before we get to the nitty-gritty, we will ask all of our guests this. What is the one thing that you'd like the world to know about you? So, what's your lane, your Margaret superpower?
I have a few, but my superpower is that I'm a child whisperer, because I spent 38 years as a primary school teacher, mostly in Steiner education here in Canberra. I feel like I truly understand the culture of childhood, and I just love being around that energy. It keeps me young.
Oh, I love that. We need more child whisperers in the world. And I've heard that Steiner education is so much more about like rhythms and natural foundations, which kind of fits in perfectly with what we do here. But I know that you've been following my work for a long time, as you mentioned, and I suspect you're really discerning and maybe slightly wary when it comes to the wellness industry. So I'd love to know what has been on your mind lately now that you're on speaker.
Oh, wow. Thank you. This is dream come true. Well, Lee, with diabetes in the family, My sister's diabetic. I'm hyper aware of sugar. I'm trying to manage it without feeling deprived, especially around 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm finding the health washing on labels is getting worse. Firstly, how do I actually decipher the sugar content on packaging? I'm forever getting out my glasses to look at that tiny print when everything claims to be natural. And secondly, I read about eating raw veggies before a meal to slow down sugar absorption. Is that a real thing or just internet nonsense? It seems to work.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And I know, I know, I've heard from a lot of people that they do that as well. And it is absolutely real, Margaret. It's one of your most powerful kind of tools that you can have and bring out of your toolbox. So let's just have a look. You did mention the labels. I want to have a look at sort of the filler on the labels first. What I do is I have a 10-gram rule when it comes to sort of sugar. So what I do is when you're at the shops, ignore the per serve column because the industry really manipulates serving sizes to make the numbers look small. So when you're looking at label, look at the 100-gram column and aim for less than 10 grams of sugar. So if it's over 15, it's basically, quite sweet and it's a dessert. Even if it's a protein bar, I would stay away from it. And then secondly, the sugar aliases. I'd look out for things like rice malt syrup, agave, maple syrup, because the industry uses these to sound really healthy, but they metabolize just like sucrose with high fructose loads. They can really tax the liver and spike your insulin, very similar to what white sugar does to you. So despite the natural branding, I would definitely look at those sugar aliases. And then when it comes to glucose sequences, which is your second point, the veggies is 100% clinical science. You are so right about that. If you eat the fiber, if you eat fiber, like a green salad or raw carrots before you eat your starch or sugar, it creates a physical mesh in your intestine. And the result from that is that this mesh, it acts like a filter and it physically actually slows down how fast the sugar hits your bloodstream. So it turns what might have been a sugar spike into a sugar gentle wave.
Margaret, thank you so much for asking that question. I had never heard of it, and I've just learnt something myself that is absolutely amazing. So are you saying that we can eat some raw veggies before our meal and then we can have a little bit of something naughty?
Yeah.
For dessert?
Exactly. The rule is kind of never eat your carbs naked. Always give them something to protect them, like a bodyguard, like fiber or protein. So even for you, Margaret, like if you were to take a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in water before that meal, it will really double down on that protection as well.
Wow. That is literally, I can't believe what I've just learned. That is absolutely amazing. I'm as blown away as you are, Margaret. So, Margaret, let's talk skincare. You just said you were 68 and you've probably seen every anti-aging miracle cream under the sun. I'm 51 and I have. So what are you looking for at the moment for your skincare? Well, what are you using?
I use a moisturiser. But honestly, Irene, I just want to know what I'm actually looking for on the label, just the same as the sugar. Are there cheap ones that aren't just a tub of chemicals? My skin feels like it just drinks whatever I put on it and stays dry and gets dry about 5 minutes later. It's really frustrating.
Yeah, my biggest advice is to avoid anything really at the supermarket, maybe half of the stuff at your David Jones and most of the things in those sort of big cosmetic department stores. The thing is, so many of these creams, whilst they do have some really great anti-aging benefits like peptides and like lots of lovely, anti-aging ingredients, they're usually housed in a base of petroleum. So you want to be looking for things like mineral oil, petrolatum, which is like petroleum. I don't know why they just don't just say petroleum. You want to look at those things. I also have to say you do still need to look for paraben. I can't believe in 2026 that there are still brands out there using parabens in their formulation. So that's a really important one. But one also to look out for is something called phenexyethanol, and that's an interesting one because that's been added to many, many formulations that say paraben-free. So they took the parabens out and then they replaced it with phenexyethanol. That's also in a lot of so-called natural products as well, but interestingly banned by all of the natural and organic certification boards. So it's a preservative. So you want to be looking for preservatives that are approved by these certification boards. That's a really good way to know whether or not it's sort of a healthy preservative or not. But that's a whole long list. I think my biggest anti-aging tip is you don't necessarily need an expensive cream. I find that serums do all the work. So you can just pick a pretty affordable cleanser, something really simple from a health food store even. You can get a pretty good cleanser for maybe $15 or $20. A nice cream cleanser. Definitely look for something on the front that says 100% natural and it has a natural or organic certification logo on it. And then after you've done your cleanser, pop on a serum and use a serum that tackles a area that you want to address. So for example, I know for me, it's pigmentation and fine lines. So, a vitamin C serum, for example. But if you've got really dry skin, then pick something with a hyaluronic acid or some beautiful nut oils to make your skin really nourished and hydrated. Or, if it's something else like fine lines, then look for something with maybe fruit, plant, stem cells or some natural peptides, plant peptides. So I think serums do all the work, and I think you can spend a lot more money on your serums because they really do last for months. So I would say you could spend between $50 to $100 on a serum. And then if you still need some moisturiser, then again, just get a cheap moisturiser to lock it all in. And again, just keep an eye out for those nasties.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That's amazing. Wow. I can do that. That's doable.
Just get a vitamin C serum and you're good to go.
Well, thank you so much, Margaret. I'd love you to stay lovely and stay curious. And it's been so wonderful chatting with you today.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been great hearing you live for the first time. So that's just great. Well done, you. You're doing a really great service, the two of you.
Thank you, Margaret. What a delight. And Steiner.
Oh, I know.
I want to send my kids to Steiner, but my husband is so the opposite of me, and I had to give in and send them to a regular old school.
I was at this thing the other night just down in Avalon, and it was just like, it was a shop that was closing down, and they had sort of like a farewell party, and they had a band there, and it was super fun. We were all dancing, and there was one lady, and she was very kind of Byron Bay, you know what I mean by that. And she was like flowing, and she was really in the moment and all of that. And I found out she was the local Steiner teacher, and she was just flowing. She was in the moment. It was so fun to watch her.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, if only. If only.
All right. Well, I think my tea's gone a bit cold, but my brain is buzzing. So let's get to the next segment, rant or rave.
Oh, pick me. I've got a rant and I've been busting.
She's been waiting all episode for this.
I have. Okay, so this is my rant, okay? Mm-hmm. Have you noticed whenever you have wanted to go shopping for whatever product it might be, just some like a health and wellness product, for example, or a beauty product, and you've gone to look for it and you're just flooded with ads from Big W and Woolworths and I think even Kmart. Every man and their dog, when it comes to those big retailers and big players, have got these marketplaces, even Bunnings, that they've got these marketplaces where they don't even actually stock the product. They just list the product and then they just get it dropped shipped from somewhere.
No.
So have you ever noticed that you've gone into a store thinking that they've ranged a product because you've seen it online and you've gone in there and they've said, oh, this is online only?
Yeah. I have on Bunnings.
There you go. Bunnings is a really good example, but I find it a lot with, your Big W's and your Kmarts and those stores as well. And so I think the issue with that is it is really annoying as a consumer or a customer because when you are buying something online and you're buying 2 or 3 things, you're getting them sent in multiple deliveries by multiple retailers. I think it's really ungenuine. But from a small business perspective, like from a retailer, we've got all these beautiful health food stores and, lots of really wonderful niche businesses that have been selling these products for like forever.
Yeah.
And it's just these big boys crushing the little guys. The little guys that have got their own warehouses and they're picking and packing their own orders. They've got everything in stock. Everything gets shipped beautifully to you, only to be overshadowed by, these Google ads. I'm telling you now, these big players, and their big budgets just dominate Google. They are, in my opinion, the Temu to small retailers.
Yeah.
So that's my rant.
I mean,
have you ever bought anything from a store and had 3 different deliveries? And something from a brand direct that you thought you bought from Bunnings? Has that ever happened to you?
yeah.
Happens to me all the time.
Yeah. They come separately, and then you get all these different notifications on your phone as well. So your phone's tied up with all this orders coming this day, and then you get an email, and then
It's so overwhelming. Actually, probably, and there's a whole other thing about privacy, isn't it? Oh, I signed up for, for Kmart, or I signed up for Bunnings, but now I'm on an email list for Woolworths. I know that those two aren't connected. That's just my example, but I find
what I do notice too, like when I look for something on a health food store or on your Clean Nectarine website, and then I'll get distracted, and then I'll go back to it, and then I'm retargeted with all of these ads from the big players with the same item.
Oh, I think that's
a similar item.
Yeah, I think that might be the Facebook algorithm doing that. But those big players have got huge budgets. I could rant on about Woolworths and Endeavour, and I could rant on about them for.
And it's hard because, like, a lot of the small businesses are family-operated businesses too,
Family-operated businesses, entrepreneurs with passion, products that they have, curated out of love. And then you've just got these big boys in it. Again, it comes back to sticking. Last week you talked about sticking to your lane. Stick to your lane. Like, I'm all about, if you want to go to Woolies and get some apples and some cereal and your groceries, then just stick to groceries, Woolworths. You don't need to all of a sudden now be a niche health food store or a non-alcoholic bottle shop. Rant over.
That's a good one. I hadn't ever really thought about that, but you've really opened my eyes.
Yeah, thanks. Let me tell you one quick story. When I had my non-alcoholic bottle shop, Dan Murphy sold almost no non-alcoholic drinks at all. As soon as I opened up my bottle shop, you know what they did? They called themselves Dan Zero and opened up non-alcoholic bottle shops. I swear half the store turned into a non-alcoholic bottle shop. Everything was Dan Zero.
Really?
Did you know that? Billboards and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
They love to jump on and capitalize on what's trending.
Oh, I don't know about capitalising on what's trending rather than try and squash and kill small business.
There's that too.
Yeah, big rant, but it's just something that those big boys do. But anyway, they won't get me this time.
No.
So that's a wrap for episode 2. We've covered the dark side of chocolate, Justin's red lines, met the lovely and intelligent Margaret, the child whisperer, not to mention my hot rant. And now I'm glad I got that off my chest, actually, and now I'm at peace with the world again.
Yeah, you came in really hot for that one, which is good. I love your passion. And if you love this session, please do us a massive favour. If you don't mind, can you please hit the follow button and leave us a 5-star review, or 6 if they'll let you. That'll really help us.
And follow us on our Instagram. It is Wellness Unfiltered Lee Irene. That'll be in the show notes. That's a bit long. And drop us a line or a question. And if you'd like to come and talk to us on air, let us know.
Yeah. And if you want today's Nutritionist Nerd Notes, just head over to your favourite podcast platform.
Mwah. Love you guys. Love you, Lee.
Mwah. Love you too.
Wellness Unfiltered is a production of Clean Nectarine Proprietary Limited and Supercharged Food Proprietary Limited. It is hosted by Lee Holmes and Irene Falcone, with editing and technical support by Justin Smidmore. You can listen to each episode on your favourite pod platform or on Substack at wellnessunfilteredpod.com. Wellness Unfiltered is for informational and educational purposes only and does not constitute medical, health, legal or financial advice. The views expressed are personal opinions of the hosts and guests and do not represent the views of Clean Nectarine or Supercharged Food. This podcast does not establish a doctor-patient or other professional relationship. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making any changes to your health or treatment.